Oh, a lizard. Hey, buddy. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a bit of a wanderer, an explorer, if you will. And sometimes I get off the beaten path. And I chanced upon something that's probably not terribly old, but certainly 50, 60 years old is my guess. Maybe dating back a little bit further, but it's just vintage trash everywhere. And yeah, for the most part, it seems to be mostly trash. Old concrete chunks, rusty steel. But sometimes you come across a few things that are kind of cool. Like right here we have what looks to have been at one point an industrial type of light. Got the outer shell and the socket. And a pretty cool glass bottle. Climbing up this little hill sucks. But you see lots of cool things like some old soda cans, lots of steel. But then you run into things like this. Luckily I saw that in time. I don't know what kind of a spider that is. Not really wanting to walk into him and his home. So we're going to try and find a way around. More irony rust. Looks to have been a barrel at one point. More soda can lids. Bricks. It's kind of a cool brick. Tough to say if that one's old or not though. Doesn't honestly look it. I could be wrong, I'm not a brick expert. More steel. I don't know what that is under it, some framework of sorts. I think I'm gonna go over here and just kind of take a peek at this. Some angle pieces, some channel, all bolted together, obviously strategically. Some sort of a framework of something. It's not terribly tall, maybe 5 feet tall, but it looks like it goes back there a bit, 7, 8 feet, maybe across. Lots of scrap metal, just lurking out here in the woods. And like a moron, forgot to bring my gloves. Somebody enjoyed a Coors here a long time ago. Part of a license plate. These are the fun ones. That is an older one, but unfortunately not a complete plate. That kind of sucks. There's so much crap in here. Yeah, the gloves would have been a bright idea. Some glass. I don't know my bottles and stuff very well, so it's tough to say how old this one is. And looks like that used to be a hubcap. Sure enough. Have to say from what at this point. A long time ago, somebody enjoyed this Pepsi. Not a whole lot left of that can. More cans. Definitely a lot of cans. No, that's a faucet of sorts. Really, this, I mean, it's really close to development, honestly. Don't mind saying. I don't want to spill the beans totally in case there's anything cool here, guys. That said, this would be a pretty interesting place for somebody to do a cleanup project. It looks like once was a sink or a toilet. Well, big old chunk of porcelain. More rust. Surveying for spider webs. This stuff's been here a while. That's too bad. Missing the top, the spout. Hey, isn't that something? Please don't let her dispose of properly. Back then, this was considered properly. Now this is interesting. This is a bearing out of some sort of an engine. And it's a pretty big piece. Something industrial, I'm guessing. Here's a little trail. Let's see if we can find some other stuff, see how far this stretches. Can't see a whole lot of junk over there, but more junk here. And a little, really probably an animal trail. Let's go down there. Oh, more stuff. A better hubcap example. Got a little stash of cans. A newer Sprite can, a Coke can, an older Sprite can. It does have still a lot of good color on it, but I don't know, does that clean up? Can you do anything on that, electrolysis or otherwise? And I'd say it, I don't know, it looks like this had been kind of covering stuff, like somebody had set it down to come back later. If that was for you, I apologize. Another old shoe, another barrel, and more glass bottles. These are larger. Another hubcap. That's pretty beat up. It's nice and shiny still though. That has been off the road for a long time. Can't quite tell what that one is. If that looks familiar to you, put that down in the comments. I'd be curious to know. And if it's something really cool, I'll come back and get it. This is interesting. We have a section of grill. Dude, I don't even know, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it's got some pretty cool fins in there. I wish I could say that was E-body, right? I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Yeah, more glass bottles. A big jug. Did this have somebody's shine in it at one point? Are any of these bottles terribly old? But they're all intact. If anybody's a collector, maybe we can save these. Back up on the trail. We're gonna wander over a little further. Man, more hubcaps. Said anything to anybody? I'll stay off this incline. Not wanting to risk my life so much today. And we'll keep walking. Piece of I-beam. It moved a lot when I stood on it, so not too long. That's a nice chunk right there, honestly. Well, this stuff looks interesting. What the trash is this? That's a big old tank of sorts. But this, what is this? I'm gonna try and get a good full body shot here of this guy. I'll scroll up it. It's got a wheel on it. Obviously that's not moving. A stop button. Those are obviously stuck. It's got a big old base. I don't know how far that goes in. Maybe not a whole lot further than that. What is this, guys? Does anybody recognize this thing? What this might have been used for? It's definitely machinery. Definitely got an on-off button. Then you run across things like this that make you remember. You gotta remember where you're at. And I'm not versed enough to know exactly what sort of a snake that skin came off of. But yes, this is Utah. We live in the high desert. There are snakes, and there are poisonous snakes. As always, when you're out wandering through the desert, for one, the wilderness in general, keep an eye out, man, for things in front of you. Don't just go wandering aimlessly. And honestly, it doesn't hurt to make a little noise when you're traipsing through the woods either. Let animals know you're coming so they can bust a move. Get out of there. Anyway, some more steel. Why didn't I bring my gloves? Yeah. Oh man. Bring the chair, not the whole tumbleweed. I think that was at one time a school desk. Whether it's any good or not, there's a ton of history over here. Oh, a lizard. Hey, buddy. More barrels. More glass. That is a former road sign. Honestly, I don't know if you can see down in the trees there, but it looks like some big old thigh bones. Maybe something drug a cow in here or something and had dinner. And down on the bottom side of where I just was, the old washing machine drum. And those bones I was talking about, not a clue. And the perspective of this junk pile from below up to the curious object. Once was a wheelbarrow. Some cans, glass, more cans. Framework of something, some machinery. And kick up another hubcap here. It's not gonna happen. I didn't bring my gloves, as we know, so I'm not digging that up. I think my tetanus shot's up to date. Some more recent trash. Of course, another shoe. Tell me that shoe's recent. Sheet metal of, that looks like a fender. I mean, from here, you can see it's been wadded up pretty good, and there's some body filler in it. That's been cracking out. For sure, that's a fender. What is it off of though? That's the question. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on this one. We'll come back. We'll bring gloves. We'll dig some of this stuff out a little bit just for fun. Another chair. A pulley. And what is this? Doesn't it look like, I don't know, there's a seam there and that almost looks like a rocker panel. I'm gonna say that's a bumper. To what? But you can see it's still going up over here. Down there, the appliance graveyard. This close to civilization. And very few people have probably seen this in recent years. But me, the curious, me, the wanderer, me, the guy that goes off the beaten path and sometimes almost falls off of it, tries to find stuff like this. Another bumper down in there. It's part of the trail. Not so good. There's definitely some rusty junk down in the trees there. Probably not getting down there today. Yep, almost ate it there. Wanted to see what we had here. Ashenal. Trying to decide what the rest of this crap actually is. The pull tab. More shoes. More appliances. I wish I knew more of the history of this area. It is pretty close to an old, what appears to be an old farm site. This is familiar. This is a Volkswagen Beetle fender. Pretty dang sure on that. And that looks like that might have been an old furnace or something. Another used to be a license plate. Part of a leaf spring set. Wonder if that was on a small trailer. And what have we here? No doubt that is automotive. Looks like the back half of something. You can kind of see the package tray in the back there. The back window pillar comes down into the trunk area here. And the fuel tank filler opening. If you know what that car is from this, you are a much better person than I. But if you know, I'd like to know. I'm curious. That's pretty awesome. Yep, I'm done with that car. Well, just throw it in the dump. All right. Old refrigerators. Yeah, there's a lot of junk down buried in the brush. And another bumper. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this one's Volkswagen as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. More glass bottles. Yeah, seem to be newer. Another partial plate. Oh, I got more automotive, which is honestly mostly what I was hoping for here. We have a fender. Oh, and if you know what that is, I'm pretty sure I do. There you go, folks. You non-Mopar folks watching this video know that is Chevrolet Camaro. We have some really rusty passenger front fender off of a first-gen Camaro. Crazy. Where's my gloves, man? Yeah, I don't know if this is a resto piece. It's got a big ding up in here. It's got plenty of rust. Holes peeking through over here. Well, too bad that's not a Challenger or a Cuda fender. That'll be going on the garage wall. That's pretty awesome though. First gen Camaro fender, dumped in the woods. Well, that seems to be the end of it. Somebody's city dump. See nothing else going on over here. Hope you guys had as much fun watching this as I did actually seeing this stuff. Not anything crazy in there that I could tell, but certainly some mystery items. And if you know what those are, drop a comment. Definitely curious. But this is another thing that we like to do here at T's Good Times Garage, is get out and go exploring. Finding that history. Finding that stuff people forgot about, threw away. Hopefully to see more of that in the future. In the meantime, stay tuned to the channel. More car stuff coming up. More Charger, Dart, Valiant things. And whatever else I can run across. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. If you are not, please consider becoming one. I would appreciate that very much. Hopefully I can provide some content that's interesting to you. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.